This video is about personal financial literacy, part 1, banking responsibilities. Before you watch this video, be sure you have your personal financial literacy packet so you can take notes as you go along. Choosing a bank. When you choose a bank, you're really hiring a bank to perform services for you, and the bank will charge you some fees based on what you need the bank to do. So let's take a look at some choices of services that you have. Okay, so a bank account is a financial arrangement between a customer and a financial institution, which is the bank, where the bank holds or invests the money for the customer. So there are several types of bank accounts. The first one is a savings account, and the savings account is really for saving for a rainy day. And when you put money in a savings account, the bank will give you money in form of interest because you are saving money there. The second account is the checking account. The checking account is a bank account that allows you easy access to your funds. This account is the one that you'll use for most of your financial transactions, such as paying bills and shopping. And there are several ways that you can withdraw your money, and we'll look at that in just a minute. The last one that you'll need to know is about the retirement account. And while you're not working yet, retirement account sounds kind of funny. But as soon as you start working, you're going to need to start saving for someday when you are not able to work. So let's go back to talk about how you can withdraw your money, because once you put your money in the bank, there are a couple of ways that you can get your money out. So one is a debit card, and I'm sure that you've heard this term before. It's a plastic card that you can use to purchase goods or services. Okay? When you use a debit card, the money you spend is deducted immediately from your account. So you're probably thinking, a debit card or a credit card? Which one serves me better? So a debit card, we said earlier, is a card that allows you to take money right out of your bank account. And so in order for you to use a debit card, you have to have money in the bank. A credit card, though, on the other hand, a credit card is a plastic card that you can use to purchase goods or services, just like a debit card. But it's really like a loan that the bank is giving you, and you pay for your purchases later. That's the big thing, when you receive a monthly billing. But you also have to pay an interest on the balance. So you don't have to pay for the whole thing right away, but you have to pay extra to the bank for loaning you the money. So let's take a look at two scenarios and see if we can guess which card the person used. So this is Sam and Kong, and they both bought identical guitars that cost $600. Sam paid for his guitar with his debit card, so $600 was deducted from his checking account on the day of the purchase. So if he didn't have any money in his bank account that day, he would not have been able to pay for that guitar. Okay, so this is his debit card. And again, that money is paid right away. So then we have Kong, and he bought the guitar too on the same day. He charged his guitar on his credit card. He makes payments on each month until the guitar was paid off. And over time, he paid the credit card company $600 plus an additional $32 in interest. So when you pay with a credit card, you have to keep on paying. And so if you think about it, it'd be nice to be able to do that, but what if his guitar broke and he wasn't finished paying it off? So you'd be paying off a guitar that you really don't own anymore. However, that's the deal that you made. So let's look at the different features of a debit and credit card and determine which features are advantages and disadvantages. So why don't you pause for a minute and think about which are the benefits of having a debit card or a credit card, and which are the disadvantages, and then come back to the video and see match how your answers match. So let's compare your answers to my answers. In the debit card, it says you don't have to carry cash or a checkbook. That's an advantage. And A stands for advantage and D stands for disadvantage. Now, you may include a fee for each purchase, so that's kind of a disadvantage. Sometimes the store will charge you extra for using a debit card, but that's sort of not the case anymore. You need a PIN to access the account for your debit card. That's an advantage because that's a protection, that's security. And then you need enough money in an account to cover the cost of purchases. Well, that's an advantage because if you don't have the money, then you shouldn't be buying the item that you want to purchase. And then last of all, easy access to cash at ATM machines. That's kind of an advantage with a debit card. Now let's look at the credit card side. Balances can quickly increase and be difficult to pay off each month. That's difficult. That's a disadvantage because you'll continue to accrue interest, though the bank continues to charge you as long as you don't pay. May include a yearly fee, and that's a disadvantage. Statements provide a record of expenses. That's an advantage so that you can see how you actually spend your money. And then you can make purchases without having money to cover the full price. That's an advantage if you have to buy something large and you can pay off installments. And last but not least, must pay interest on any unpaid monthly balance. That's a disadvantage. So every time you use your credit card, if you leave a balance on there, you have to pay extra money. But if you pay it off right away, you won't have to. And that's the difference between using a credit card wisely and using a credit card unwisely. If you leave a balance, you will be charged more money. If you pay it off right away, then you won't be charged any money. So balancing a check register. So a register is this little booklet right here, and a bank will give it to you to help you keep track of your deposits and withdrawals. Remember, a deposit is when you put money into the bank, and a withdrawal is when you take money out of the bank. And your balance tells you how much money is actually in your account. To balance your checkbook, you have to add the deposits to the balance and subtract the withdrawals from the balance. So this is what a check register looks like. It has a column for your check number for when you withdraw money. You have the date, you have the transaction to describe what's happening. You have the deposit column is when you're adding money. You have the withdrawal column, which is when you're subtracting money from your balance account, your balance. Then we have a beginning balance today of $236.75. And then it looks like on February 1st, we deposit money because we did a service for someone and they paid us $25, and we entered that into our bank account. So 25 plus 236 gave us $261.75. On February 9th, we went to the beauty salon and we paid for services. Our check number that we used was 202. And then it cost us $28.29. We subtracted it from $261.75 and got $233.46. Then on February 12th, we transferred to savings account. We still withdrew the money, so we have to subtract it from 233. So 233 minus 20 gives us $213.46. And then on February 20th, we went to the ATM and we withdrew money, and we withdrew $40. And so that subtracted from 213 gives us $173.46. Okay. Now, because we went to the ATM that wasn't ours from the bank, they charged us a fee of $1 to take out money. And so that leaves us with $172.46. So you have to be careful when you use your ATM card at a bank that is not yours, or at a store that's not doesn't have an ATM that's run by your bank. They'll charge you a fee of $1. Although these days I think they'll charge you $3. But you don't want to have to pay money to get your own money out. All right, so let's now have a shot and let's take a look. We want to deposit $25 for dog walking on February 24th. So where are we going to put the date? Okay, if you said in the date column, you're correct. So we would put it in 2/24. We want to describe the transaction. that's dog walking, so I'm just going to put in dog walking. Okay. And that was for $25, so I'm going to enter it in the deposit. So I'm going to add $25. And if I add $25 to $172, that should give me $197.46. Okay, then let's see what else we do. It looks like we withdrew money for services for $15.55. So let's pretend it was February 28th, and we wrote a check for $15.55. That would go in our withdrawal column. And then we have to make sure that we put in the check number, and since the one we used before was 202, our next check number must be 233. And let's say something, perhaps we went to the gas station and we bought gas, so it was gas for the car. So then we would subtract that one from our balance, so that's $197.46 minus $15.55, and that leaves us with $181.91, and that would be our current balance. All right, so now it's your turn to have a try on your packet. So as we said, this is your turn to try. So you're going to start off with looks like a balance of $475. So on your paper, you're going to write beginning balance. And yours is going to be much clearer than mine. And it's $475.32. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to search for each date. So, and the dates are out of order, so you have to be careful. This is August 1st. And it looks like on August 1st you wrote a check to City Electric for $119.26. Your check number was 1015. Okay. And let's go back and look at your fees. Remember I told you before that when you start banking with a bank, you're really hiring the bank to do services for you, but you have to pay the bank. So they're going to charge you a fee of $11 every month to have a checking account. And that's kind of normal. So we're going to start off with August 1st by entering the fact that we have to pay a fee already. So 8-1 is a service fee. Let's write that down. We have a service fee, and that is a withdrawal. I'm assuming withdrawal is subtraction. This is what it is on your sheet. So your service fee of $11 goes here. And since your first check is going to be for 1015, your service fee is going to be you'll have to write a check for your fee, so 1014. That would be the one before it. And then you subtract $11 from 475, and you would get 464.32. So already you're subtracting from your account. And then we would enter in our check number 1015. This is on the 1st, and you're paying City Electric. And you're paying them $119.26. So you just subtract that on and on. And so just remember, every time you use your debit card, there's also a fee of 75 cents. So you're going to have to add that in too. All right, good luck.